What up, what up, what up? It's another episode of the Shark Cove. I have one of my two guests on the show. The other one is having technical difficulties. The producer himself, we don't know if he's going to make it. I named the Fresh Cuts title because we both had fresh haircuts. So really lost a little bit of meaning, but I do have Gelati here. Gelati, we're here to give you some good luck from the Shark Cove Bink tank. I think
you got the Bink tank. We got to start calling. That's got to be a separate show. That has to be a separate show now.
Yeah, I mean, or it can be a part. We are unveiling a new segment that has been amply named today. You might have seen it on Twitter. It was teased in the Discord. We'll get to it in a second here, but look, Gelati, I brought you on yesterday. I had Will on the show. He was supposed to have his LED hoop up, but he didn't. That was a big disappointment for me, at least. But at least he was in the theme of Take Top Tuesday. He had rolled up his sleeves, so I do applaud him for that. But I thought that the yin and the yang were here. So Tuesday, Will doesn't watch a lot of the games. Plays a lot based off of no bias, sims, and projections, Vegas odds. Now, I'm not saying that you don't do that. You certainly pay attention to it, but you're also on Team Grind the Tape. Will is not grinding any tape. So when we're talking about macro things and different aspects of the game, and one thing that I saw yesterday I didn't even think of, it's not something he can talk to, and that's okay because we cater to everybody here on the Shark Cove. But Gelati, one thing that I didn't think about going into the games yesterday, I played a little bit of IG. I mean, 30% of people did, approximately what their win percentage was. Man, I did not think about the fact that Wink had played a lot of Renata, and Renata's not very good anymore, not as good as she was. And we saw him bust her out, and that didn't work. We saw Mole bust out Vex for some unknown reason. IG just absolutely just completely trolled at some point in that game. Disappointing because they trolled against RNG, but they played good enough. They should have won the RNG series 2-0, right? That should have been a 2-0. But you throw the first game, you lose the third game, you win the first game here. I have all the hopes and dreams that you can win one of the next two, and you put up two of the most apathetic performances I've seen.
Yeah, I had a bunch of IG this morning, so I was a little bummed out by that too. But I don't know. With that team, really, I mean, I guess we could talk about this in the context of the LPL in general, but that entire middle of the table, you just can't rely on for anything. None of them, the only thing you can rely on is that they're unreliable. In every way, every aspect, right? In a weird way, the most consistent team out of all of them has been Thunder Talk, which we're going to get to in a little bit, I'm sure, because you can at least rely on them to do pretty well from blue side, because they always do. But everybody else, it's a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get.
You don't. But hey, let's go ahead before we get into the games. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new segment, Shark Baits. Switch this to EDG. This is going to be another popular build right here. Scout and Viper.
What is this? Empress Divide on turn 3, and it's a massacre for Lit Sandbox. Prince is so safe over the wall. Immediately, it's a double kill as T1 are getting routed. Gumayushi, the last man standing, and Lit Sandbox may complete the 2-0 right now. Yeah, they pick up the ace, and they are going to win this game. They're going to win this series 2-0 against T1.
Quite the day. The only thing that I have severe regret about is, for some reason, amongst my many EDG sandbox lineups. I didn't play that one lineup. The one lineup I said to play. So for some, I think I got it in my head. Oh, this is going to be, at least popular in the context of this pairing of two teams.
Chalk for a favorite and a dog.
Yeah. But only two people had it in the main. So I really cost myself, possibly, $5,000 to $6,000 at the minimum there. And then maybe I put it in the 5, maybe I put it in the 10. And if I put it in the 10, I think I win that outright. If I put it in the 5, I split that 3 ways. If I somehow found it into other contests, man, it could have been, a 20,000 plus day. So, won't make that mistake today. If there's a lineup that I put on the screen and I say, I like it, I'm going to fucking put it in at least the main GPP.
Yeah,
so
what was the final score points wise for that? Because I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I thought I saw somebody in like the dollar or like the 50 cent or whatever had like the actual high score today.
I don't know. It was 693. 693.
Okay, it was probably the same lineup then. I don't know why I was crossed up.
Yeah, I think that there were a couple that were like in the 680s, some of the GPPs that I saw, and then in the 333, I had like 667. I think I had like the opposite of it. I had a Croco,
the
Croco Prince with a Viper captain.
Yeah,
and then I went with Gen G, and like I thought that like as OMG was like just barreling back, I was like, fuck these guys. Somebody's gonna pass me, and they're gonna have OMG, and it's gonna be like 10 points, and
it's gonna be a cream like 70 bomb or something.
Yeah, well, like the 13 points that I'm giving up playing Gen G instead of just putting Sandbox in there is going to end up costing me. I wasn't so worried about the IG because I was in a 4-way tie with like the best IG lineup, like the exact same lineup, but with IG. So had IG won, I was okay. Like I was going to be up there in like first or tied for second or something like that. So I was just surprised that despite how well OMG scored, that they weren't able to get up there. And I think it was really because the entirety of OMG didn't score very well. It was simply, they scored well, but like Cream scored well. The rest of them scored. And with Sandbox, they all scored well. EDG all scored well. And certainly if you had Viper and Prince, they both just absolutely pulled it out of their pants and gave it to the other guys yesterday.
By the way, that OMG match is a classic example of why kill participation matters. Right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Like if you look at like the kill totals, like you would think, holy shit, OMG nuked this, right? But only one guy was really super involved.
The script couldn't have been any more obvious for what was going to happen. I thought to myself, and I didn't say it to anybody, but I could have. I could have been like, okay, this is what's going to happen. IG is going to come out. They're going to look dominant. They're going to win the game 1. Game 2, somehow OMG is just going to get Shanji onto Rumble, and Rumble's just going to absolutely take over. He's going to shit on Zeka in the top lane and win. And sure shit, there it is, Rumble. And like, how many times have we seen this with OMG where they lose game 1, they get Shanji onto a comfort pick, he runs game 2, and then some reason IG just decides to give it back to him in game 3. And I mean, you look through the picks and bans, and you look at who they banned. It's like, you kind of almost have to let this guy through, like, or do you? Like, I don't know. He's just put him on Sejuani and live with it, and just
I bet they probably
Rumble.
thought they could play around Rumble. So the thing with Rumble and a lot of the picks that Shanji plays, but specifically that one, is as good as he is on it, and as much of a 2v1 machine as Rumble can be at times. You can just shut it down. Like, you can put Rumble far enough behind if you have, like, the right jungler that, like, maybe that's what they thought they could do. I don't know. I'm with you.
I don't know. They picked Vex,
right?
They picked Vex.
And Vex would not be who I pick. You want to pick, like, a mid with priority and a good ganking jungler, like a Trundle or something, or Lee even, something like that.
Well, and then you had Vex. You had Mole just wandering in between the tier 1 and tier 2.
He's such a weirdo, dude.
Like, it was just so bad. Like, it was.
I don't get him. Like, he's like the most perplexing player because he's like the mid lane version of the Shy a little bit, because he does some stuff sometimes that's like, holy shit, this guy's incredible, and he plays everything, but then he does stuff like this where it's like, okay, like I see the idea. You're picking the Vex because you have like the Ezreal E and the Ahri dashes and the Xin dashes. Like, I get the concept, but like the problem with Vex is if you get behind, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, It's terrible.
You
Just
have
in a
no
lot of
map
situations.
presence when you get behind on that champion, even though it's good from behind, like in terms of team fighting. But you
Mhm.
have no presence whatsoever for like getting out on the map and doing stuff, and Ari's just way too good at that. So
Yeah, well, maybe that's what he was thinking. Is I need to get this kill, and then it just all fell apart. But let's hop into this slate. We've got like a weird kind of like banger slate. I think we've got
it's an interesting one.
yeah. I mean, here we have Kwangdong. I think the biggest disappointment for me, at least, as we round out the end of what is the LCK season. I know there's another week, but Kwangdong was a team that I felt like was poised to be that number 4 team, and they're not even in the conversation for it. They were kind of that team in spring. Like they beat everybody except for the top 3, right? Like they'd come in, they beat Sandbox, they beat KT, they would beat DRX. Maybe they dropped some games, but they couldn't beat the top 3, and that's okay. You can live with that because maybe you can go to Worlds. But look, they can't beat anybody except for like the bottom 2. Then you have a Damwon team that looked like they were dead to rights for a while and just had completely fallen off. And then they put up 33 kills against Gen G. They still lost, but a 33 kill game made them at least fantasy relevant here. But is there anything here that we can really bet? I mean, plus 255 for Kwangdong is just even the plus 1.5 minus 130.
So Kwangdong, I think their big problem, and this is like a hashtag grind the tape moment, but like Kwangdong's problem is that they're doing the same shit every game and they're predictable. And you like, even if the meta is good for you, like it was in spring, if you're that predictable, I don't really care unless you are so damn good at what you're doing that it doesn't matter. And there's very few teams that can do that. I think of like 2021 EDG is a good example of that, right? Unless you were like god tier at that, like people are going to figure you out. And at the very least, they're going to make every game like a coin flip, right? And if that's like your baseline where you're operating from, as the course of the season goes on, if everyone else is developing and you're not, you got a problem, right?
Especially if your starting point isn't like elite. I mean, like we've seen teams that did similar stuff, like like 2020 Cloud9 comes to example.
FlyQuest
and those teams at least were elite. You're starting from elite and you fall down. Kwangdong starting from mid and
it's like
then
50-50. You just can't.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
He lives.
It was fucking Chrome. Chrome is a piece of shit. All hail Microsoft Edge from now on.
Wow.
Apparently.
Wow.
I literally just copied the link and put it in Microsoft. Oh no. Oh no. That one's getting used against me for sure. Okay. Well, I just created blackmail against myself. That's good. It's a good way to come in.
You're the one who does the clips, so
that's true.
Oh man, it got lost in the recycle bin.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to clip it. So there was an error in the processing.
The only thing that I'm hearing right now is a bit of an echo when Gelati, maybe even when I talk, and maybe it's coming through you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
let's see.
You gotta turn your.
Yeah, maybe it's just because my headsets are.
First time, long time.
Too high. Yeah.
All right, let's test it.
We're talking Kwangdong Damwon, right?
Is it a little bit better now? Let me see.
Hang on, Gelati talk.
Check Czechoslovakia.
Live. This is live technical.
I think it's good.
Is it good now?
Live troubleshooting.
I probably have the mic a little too.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Okay.
It sounds better now. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
So
in this game, like, I preach and tell people don't get caught up in narratives. But if you're building DFS lineups and you need to tell yourself a story, I actually think that's the spot where you do it, because like the actual payout is worth the narrative, if that makes sense. So I don't know. You think Damwon's had enough like embarrassing? I don't want to call them embarrassing, but they've had enough losses that they're not too proud of the last couple of weeks that I honestly feel like Damwon are just going to obliterate them in this series.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Now, Cookie, do you think that like we see a more free flowing maybe like Damon's not wearing. Look. Let me preface this. If I'm thinking of what Damon wears in terms of underwear, these are whitey tighty guys. Like every single one of them are whitey tighties. Do you think that they come into this game wearing boxer shorts and just kind of free flow it?
I don't know if Canyon is a tighty whitey guy. I don't.
No, Canyon free balls.
Yeah, I think Canyon's definitely, a free ball. He lets it hang a little bit. Maybe some speedo action for Canyon. Like I could see him doing that, like the real just tight, thin V going on. But anyways, we're not talking about Warner. I don't know if you guys have, or Owner, if you guys have seen his fucking gym photos on his Twitter. Yeah, he's a Giga Chad. But anyways, Damwon, they're definitely a tight knit bunch, right? They've always got their ties tightly tied, right?
They're the adults in the room.
Yeah, they're the the annoying motherly figure who like you should love, right? But like while you're in the heat of the moment, you're like, just let me do this. It's for the fun, like, and that's what they're doing tonight, I think, because I feel like Kwangdong should be a good play on this slate. Like, or at least I want them to be a good play on this slate, right? But it just does kind of give me a feeling of Damwon kind of spoiling the party, right? Showing up at the door with a police officer behind him. Early 80s, 90s movie style, and
coming of age story.
Yeah, and then the party just, it's a free for all. Everybody starts scrambling. Kwangdong's gonna be running all over the place like chickens with their heads cut off, and then that's where Canyon comes in, sweeps things up, and
Kwangdong, like, they're lame as shit too.
They are.
Let's be real here, right? Like, outside of that team, everyone I think has this thing in their head about them beating T1 and breaking up the undefeated streak, right?
Right.
And I think like they project on that, and they're like, "Oh, like this team is not spicy. This team is not interesting. They're fucking boring." Straight up.
Like, I mean, look, when we take a look at Kwangdong and look what they've done, I mean, throughout this entire season, their just range of outcomes is just so incredibly low on both sides of things. Not only that, like you almost have to, if you're going to play KDF, you have to assume that they're going to, or you have to in your mind think that they're going to sweep, because they're not a team that gives you a lot of kills when they lose. And so a 2-1 is not going to be acceptable. You need a 2-0. I don't think that they can 2-0 here. The question really comes down to, like, I mean, you can play them. You can, like, one-off Teddy. You can do a couple of things there. But, like, if I'm betting this game, do I perhaps not want to buy into this weird narrative based off of one game and this incredibly small sample? And do I rather maybe throw a little wager here on like the under 18.5, under 17.5, because I can totally see this game being a 9-3, a 9-4, a 9-5 type of game in Damwon's favor.
I think the only way you take Kwangdong is if you think Damwon want to loosen up a little bit and style, and this turns into just one of those Fiesta series because there's really nothing on the line, So one of the things I do for like this exact purpose, right, is I measure like the coefficient of variance in like a sample for like combined kills, for team kill totals, for stuff like that, right? And Kwangdong are like toward the bottom in the world. Like I say bottom meaning like they are so consistently within their range of outcomes that like you really, really are betting on an outlier situation happening. And Damwon are not the kind of team that gives outliers unless they're the ones taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So final word here, Cookie. Are we betting on a Kwangdong party, or are we just going to move on here?
Did you say wait?
Party.
You said party?
Are we betting on a Kwangdong party? Are we betting on a Damwon party? Or...
No, you didn't see my transition there. My background transition. No. I think it's way more likely to be a Damwon party. than a Kwangdong party tonight, unfortunately. And a Damwon party do stop, unfortunately. It stops early. Way too early for like a lot of kills that we would enjoy
a
in
Damwon party
DFS.
is typically just a crossword party, right? Like they're just
What? So here's the thing.
Yeah, they're playing like board games, and it's like, you know, not even like the edgy ones that they have now. It's like they're playing like Connect Four. And... No shot.
Yeah,
no shot.
Here's what's interesting about Damwon. I just mentioned coefficient of variance, right? In like their combined kill samples, Damwon actually have the highest in the LCK. So they're like the kids that like, oh yeah, they would rather stay in on a Friday night, and then but when they do go out, they don't know how to handle their liquor, so it gets real crazy, like in a hurry. So like if you, yeah, and even if they're still the highest, even if you take like some of these like the highlight reel 3-kill game to open the season or whatever out, but they are still the highest like in terms of like variance in their sample. So I do think like Damwon is playable today for DFS purposes. Like,
so we'll get to the DFS part in a second. I think that if you're betting,
we're betters right now. We're betters.
Yeah, we're just
betters?
betters. I think maybe you take like the under 18.5, under 17.5 if you're feeling that this is going to be a crossword puzzle type of game.
Yes.
A game that I don't know is this going to be a crossword puzzle type of game. Cookie, I'll let you kick it off here. We've got Team WE shooting for the undefeated season the wrong way.
The defeated, yes.
The winless season versus FPX, who, in their own right, has had some ups and downs and is currently way down. I don't think they've won a game since.
Well, no, I think they beat
they won
up,
since
right?
they upset,
Yeah,
what's it called?
They swept up. No,
did they sweep up or did they lose up?
They swept Ultra Prime, and since then they beat Anyone's Legend 2-1. They swept Ultra Prime 2-0, and before that, their last win was against LNG in Week 6.
Yikes!
Struggle bus is real for them.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to see with FPX.
A little bit,
but it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the FPX we know and love. So, I don't know. I feel like this is a funky series because, I'm correct in saying that FPX has nothing to play for, right?
Mm-mm.
Or are they still in it?
They can still make playoffs.
They are still in it. Okay, so, I mean, I guess, I don't know. That could be a gift and a curse, though, too.
Yeah, they need the pressure. Could be bad for them.
Yeah. It's not like they've shown themselves.
Do you think that they can hang? Do you think that they've reached the summit?
Oh,
Summon like Cap Demon like to an unbelievable degree in this series. By the way,
yeah, that might be a scary.
That might be ugly.
yeah, that is. That's a really unfortunate matchup for.
He's actually been, I think, the best player on their team. I mean, he's had a couple like low light games.
Summit.
But overall,
not Demon.
No, not Demon.
Yeah. Summit has looked good. I mean, he has looked fairly. He has had some like real. He had like one real stinker that I can remember. I don't even remember who it was against, but I just. It was like
Hoya. I think it was Hoya, or I think what's it called? Did Josh?
It was like the second. I think it was a series where he came in, or something.
He's had a couple. He's had like maybe 2 or 3 games where he's been like real sketch, but like other than that, he's been nails. So
yeah. So I don't know. I think FPX. They still have something to play for here, and
do you want to lay minus 165 on the sweep? I know you're not like minus 750 is just not a bettable line
right
week of LPL. Do you think that they can get a sweep? Even their map price is just outrageous.
165 on the sweep is like a little scary. I don't really like that line. It's probably just something I'd ignore. I don't really think. What is the WE?
W to take a map is plus 120.
Plus 120
ish, or whatever it is.
And plus that, I mean, WWE
That's
has
not that great either,
they
honestly.
beat
WWE has side
RNG, they
choice.
beat OMG, they beat LGD, they beat BLG.
Oh, I can certainly see WE taking a game. Like, there's no.
Better than a 50-50 shot. If you think it's 50-50, they take a game at plus 120 is probably worth a bet.
50-50. I don't know. That's
the way you
tough.
got to think about it.
Yeah.
I played the kill spread in this on map 1.
Yeah. I would probably. Yeah. I probably would just stay. I wouldn't even go near the money line or the game spread.
Yeah,
honestly,
I played. I think a sprinkle on them to win this series outright. Just pressure getting to FPX. Plus, I just think the price is too stupid. Like WE is the worst team in the league. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. But FPX are not as good as the market seems to think they are. And that's been the case for a while now.
Yes, 6. What is it? I have it at. I'm looking at 630 right now. That's like. That's pretty egregious for a team that, you know.
They beat themselves sometimes. That's the thing. Like I don't trust
a team that lost the series to TT. You know, like.
Ooh, don't be trash talking my boys. No trash talk against TT.
Did you guys already talk about them, or we still have them?
No. We're going through the games as they go.
Beautiful. Look, okay, so I didn't miss that.
I don't want to spend too much time on this game. We spent a lot of time on the first game talking about underwear and parties and a bunch of weird shit, and that's my own fault. I brought it up, right? But like in this game, I think the one thing that I want to point out is I do think that WE is probably better than a 50-50 to win at least one game. Yeah. And the whole basis that I have on that is similar to what we saw with IG and OMG yesterday. You know, if you watch those games individually, they would look like completely different teams. And it is why people don't like the best of ones that we see in the LCS, that we see in the LEC, because you look at how so many of these series in the LPL this year, if you just went based on game one, we would have thought that it was completely different, and our whole belief on some of these teams would be shaped a lot differently. However, we are not playing in a best of one. We are playing in a best of 3. WE can get a win. FPX is not that much better than WE. At their absolute best, they are, but we've not seen too many series where FPX can bring their A game every single time. We're going to take the plus 125 Team WE and just a little tiny sprinkle, like a little quarter of a unit on that plus 445, because, you know, sometimes you just have to be living dangerously like that. So let's get to the next game. We'll actually go ahead and stay in the LPL. Vince, I'm going to let you kind of kick off this one and get started, because these have been your boys, TT Gaming, minus 225 favorites, starting to get the respect that they deserve, albeit in a matchup where there's absolutely no respect deserved on the other side. Ultra Prime plus 174 have been a completely awful team. People still want them to be good. People think that they play fast. They don't. They just play bad. Maybe Elk doesn't have it anymore, and TT is finally maybe a little bit overpriced. What do you say about this series?
Are you ready for the hot takes?
I'm ready.
Here we go. The scalding hot takes on this one. This is a pretty fair price. Like, that's like, it took until week 10, but TT are finally fairly priced for something, for a change. Like I wrote in my article today, patreon.com/gelati-lol. I wrote in my article today that, like, this is literally the first time that Thunder Talk have been reasonably priced all season. It took 10 weeks, but I think this is reasonable. I actually think if you have to bet a side on this series, or if it's like a gun to your head situation, I think I would take Ultra Prime to take a map. But we're like Ultra Prime map 2. But I ended up taking TT map 1 minus 6.5 kills, because they're blue side. They're a good blue side team. Ultra Prime are a garbage red side team, and this match is critically important for them. So unless that's kind of a theme today, like FPX and Ultra Prime and WE have nothing to play for. They're eliminated from playoffs. They're just players playing for contracts, playing for pride, which can be a good thing for some teams. You have to keep that in mind, that maybe they loosen up. There's no pressure anymore. You're just playing, right? Meanwhile, on the other side, it's the opposite effect, where it's like it's all pressure. And a lot of these teams that are like on the bubble for playoffs, a lot of these players haven't made playoffs before. So especially TT, like, when's the last time? UCal, I think, made playoffs in LCK like 2 years ago, and that was the last time he made playoffs. Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, more importantly, Cookie, I'm going to pose this question to you. Gelati brought it up. If somebody's holding a gun to your head, what kind of fucking life are you living that they're forcing you to bet on TT all the time? Like, what's going on?
That is that's a, back alleys of Atlantic City situation.
That's a
I would
question
imagine.
for the LDL.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's one of those. It needs to be one of those TikToks
Yeah.
where like somebody busts through a door and they're like, "Yo, if I put a gun to your head, and made you bet on TT up, what would you do?" Like, and then you
Holy
stitch
shit,
it.
that's a new. I've been wondering how I'm gonna break into the TikTok game, but I think that's gonna be it. 5-second video every day. That's it.
It could be. So Cookie, what's your take on here? You know that some money off of TT. Vince was the original drum beater for TT. You disparaged their name earlier. Tell me that was in jest and not the ultra prime Zoom love that some people still have.
Oh, who did you Zoom?
He's the guy in the top lane.
You remember that guy?
I don't know who that guy is, but TT, I mean, listen, I don't think Ultra Prime is the better team here by any stretch of the imagination. I am mostly just doing this for the memes, right? I would. What is this? I didn't even see the line. Hold on.
Minus 225.
Minus 220. I would probably put a little bit on the 220 there. Even, and then what's the and then 178. I would actually just probably put the 178 on the sweep, honestly. Or the 140. Oh, is it? No, it's
well, no, it's plus 140. Do you think?
Yeah, plus 140 for the sweep.
Plus 140.
I honestly would put money on that. Probably.
I don't think
out of anything from this game.
I think they rise to the occasion. Nope.
Yeah.
TT are gonna rise to the occasion. They actually have another match left. They play 3 matches this week.
This schmuck in my screen here. Let me get rid of him.
So TT 100% control their own fate at this point.
Guys, we have a comment. We apparently have a drunk chatter. Up has actually looked decent in the last couple of series.
Oh man,
I don't know what couple series you're talking about, but
we probably gotta get that guy looked at.
3-5 maybe.
I mean they took a game off of them. They took a game off IG. The big thing that I want to point out here.
2 games in the last 3 weeks.
I mean they've had a tough. I was gonna say they had a tough schedule, but they really haven't. They had a couple tough games.
Let me break this down for you, because why else would I have all this data in front of me, right? In the last 2 weeks, they've played 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They played 12 games. At 20 minutes, they've had a gold lead in 4 of them, and they've had 5 of them, and they've had a statistically significant gold lead in 2 of them. Meaning, like 3 of those 5 were like, all right. So the 3 I'm not talking about. They had a 400, a 900, and a 400 gold lead at 20 minutes, which is nothing, right? They've had a gold lead twice in the last 12 games. Mind you, one of those was in a game that they lost too. So keep that in mind.
So I think the sweep's a good spot because TT will be on the blue side at least one time. Let's go to the last
map
one.
1 TT, I think, is a play.
Let's go to this last game because I think this is going to be relatively high owned, and I don't know if it's going to be high owned enough in DFS, and we'll get to that. But I'm just looking for some leans here. Let's move through this quickly and just give me your instant reaction. Cookie BRX minus 109, KT plus 1 or minus 121. Basically a pick 'em. Who do you think is going to win? And you're optional. You can tell me why.
Oh, this is difficult, but give me
some conviction.
Pioshik, give me Pioshik's Lee Sin in a game 3 nuke. He goes 12-0-4. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Best line of Saturday night.
I don't know if you saw that, but I was pulling that out of like the ether, right? Like I had my eyes were closed. That was like a full seance experience right there.
First,
But
my
yeah.
gut take: KT 2-1. Second, there's a guy in this series that fucks harder than anybody else in this series, and he's like the savvy old man. He's been at it for a while, and it's aiming, right?
But what about my boy Zeka? He has been whipping his dong out. This guy has
Zika fucks. Yeah.
Yeah, he has been fucking on the same level, if not a larger level than aiming. Probably pretty
I
similar.
think KT have two fuckers, and that's the deal breaker. I think Rascal's the other fucker in this series, not from a fantasy perspective, but
I mean, he's a tough matchup. This is, they got no slouch over on TRX.
Yeah.
I want KT. KT and Sandbox have been the two teams that I have backed for the majority of this.
Dude, how can you not want to ride the roller coaster? That's the other thing I wanted to say. Like, come on.
My point being,
KT Rollstar, Zanzar is the most electrifying man in esports entertainment. KT Rollstar, the most electrifying team in esports entertainment. Okay, there's no every series they play is supremely entertaining. KT, I bet a half stake on KT money line.
I don't
think
know.
the price is pretty close.
I don't know if every series that they've had have been exciting, but they
not from a kill perspective. Watch the games, dude. They're nutty. Nuts.
True. I think if I bet this, I would be betting with my heart, and I don't want to bet with my heart because JDG broke my heart when I bet on them. So I'm just going to abstain from here and just hope this isn't running until like 11 o'clock because we're just getting, the LCK can do that. Let's hop into the cash games. Cash games. I think that the correct way to build the cash games is to go ahead and start with the two highest favorites, and we'll kind of work from there. So TT and FPX, this is a place that people like to start. Let's go ahead and change this to 80. Let's optimize and see if this is possible. This is a 595. You get the Yayo. I don't know if that's how you say his name. I like Yayo. It sounds better to me. You get 4 TT, 3 FPX. You get that summit that we were talking about earlier. This is a 595 cash lineup. I don't know that you really want to play either of these teams in cash. So let's see if we can do something with Damwon and FPX and how that changes. 564, that just seems absolutely disgusting. And then if you go TT Damwon, 581, you're not getting a lot going forth. Wait, this is crazy. Why is this what it is? There's some weirdness going on because this is at 48. I think you can get a top captain probably. Can you get a jungle captain? Let me just see something here. Let's go with Canyon. Let's go with the top Beishan then. Let's go with a Hoya. God damn it. Let's go with a Hoya. Let's go with Yucal because that dude does stuff.
Fucking recently, man. He's looked like he looked in his first 2 years as a pro recently.
So, I mean, if Kellen's got to be back, right? There's no way Kellen's not back.
I would imagine he's back now. Mostly because I think this is a little too important for them, but I don't know. I could be wrong. You know what? Maybe he's not though.
I don't know. I don't like any of the. I mean, so you're playing a jungle captain here. What's this? Cookie, you're not a cash game guy, are you? You're not a team cash game.
I'm actually running my numbers right now.
Not really, but I mean, I feel like if I were gonna play cash, I'd probably lean more towards. You said you can do Damwon TT.
So if you go Damwon TT, you can get a jungle top or support captain. I think Damwon FPX and FPX TT, you do have to go jungle cap or a support captain. Maybe you can get a top captain there, but you can't get the carry. I mean, here's the way that I would look at this personally. Yeah. I don't see Damwon losing. I don't see FPX losing. I can see TT maybe losing this game to up, but I almost feel like the safest lineup you can put together is an FPX Damwon. It's not outside of the realm of possibilities that WE comes out and beats FPX, but I would be far more shocked if WE won as opposed to up because at least up does have some quality players on the team when it comes to Cryan, when it comes to Elk, when it comes to Zoom that, I don't know, man.
Here's my thing with that series is I actually think it would be higher scoring is the other thing. Like if you want to make it a tiebreaker, like if you think both those prices are like, if you don't trust FPX, that's fine. But FPX are going to outscore TT in a lot more series, I think, like in wins. TT don't score super high in wins.
Well, and here's the thing. There is this belief that I think is still held over for a long time. And I do like going 3 teams. I think this is a time where you definitely can go 3 teams because you can get, especially in a heads up. I think that you're playing DRX or KT in your like winner take all cash games because it just makes sense to pick a side there. But when we look at Up, people have this belief still that Up is the team from spring, that Up is this high-paced, high-death, high-kill type of team.
Right.
And
they are absolutely not that.
That's not the case. We've seen that even from WE to some extent. These teams are just so bad that you don't get these high kill totals from either of them. They don't drive up the game. They just get rolled over. They either snowball early, get a lead, they can capitalize on it, but more often they'll get 2 or 3 kills. And even if those are the 2 or 3 kills to start the game, those are the only 2 or 3 kills that they end the game with. They're losing, under 30 minutes. They're losing it with 14 or 13 kills, 16, 10, just absolutely getting wiped off the Rift here. So, I'm not super crazy about it. And then, to your point, Vince, on TT, where's TT? They're down. Oh, they're over here. So
they had decent participation, but they're not gonna like. They rarely even have like a nuke game. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have those nuke games, but they have scored well enough in their wins that I do kind of like them. You just have to pick the right spots, and just the price that they're at. I don't mind the Beishan, but like Beishan and Hoya, just Yayo, they don't score a ton. UCal and Kepler
what was the
guys
lineup you came up with for
well.
this?
What's that?
What was the lineup you came up with for this? Han Captain.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Oh, you're doing damn on FPX. Okay, I could see that.
If you went with this, you're with a Yayo Captain, Summit, and Hang.
Yeah, I came up with Yayo. I got Summit, Clid, Hong, and then 4TT.
I don't hate this for cash right here. You want to play heads up? This is a pretty safe lineup.
Really, really conservative, but yeah, I feel the same way.
Oh,
Will's
the Sims are in.
Hey, look, the 25x Duke big lineup. Yeah, it could be. So, so in the spirit of shark bites from yesterday, let's take a look at some combinations. Let's try and find that Bink lineup. Let's try and win somebody a little bit of money. Hopefully, it's somebody right here on this show.
I like Dylan's lineup in the chat for a little bit different.
I do too.
Or TTC.
Well, let me go ahead. Let's build a lineup for you. Let's build. Just tell me. Throw a team out there. Who do you think is going to be in a win? Who do you think can be the highest scoring team on this slate?
FPX.
What dog do you want to put FPX with? Who do you think can pull out an upset?
Deesh. I mean, I guess. Is it even is DRX even an upset? Or?
I mean, it's good enough. They're a 50-50 game. Let's just see how this kind of populates, and then let's see where you want to go from there. I'm going to be honest with you. I love this lineup. I'm going to build this lineup. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm not going to
make sure you actually do it.
Yeah,
I'm going to build this lineup right here. I'm gonna save that lineup.
Wait, let me bookmark this timestamp so I know.
I think that so let's talk about the psychology of this lineup, and I think I talked about it yesterday with Will. That there are some of these lineups that I really do like, where you're getting the 4 players from a team, and in this case, it's not like they're overly expensive, but you're getting 4 guys that like potentially could score very well. And when you're looking at DRX, these are going to be the top 4 guys that score very well. They don't always do it, but let's say that they have a good game. They get like 40 kills and a 2-1, maybe like 45, 48 because they get 8 in their loss. Deft and Zeka are going to be dudes that just absolutely pop off. Piosic could be there. We heard that he's going to have a 12-0-4 game on Lee Sin. Kenyon could have a fantastic game. Rascal might just not be on it today. So, but like, do we do the traditional 4-3? No. What we do is we go get LWX. Maybe we think this FPX team doesn't have a very good game against WE. They lose that game. They're down 2-1. But LWX does kind of show out in 2 of those games. Hang has shown that he has an immense ceiling that he doesn't often hit, but when he does it very well. And then maybe, FPX gets a couple dragons in that loss. They don't have a lot of kills, but they have enough to help that team slot. The problem that you run into with this lineup, in my mind, is that I have a hard time believing that this FPX team right here is the highest scoring team slot if we're only going to have them optimally in 2 spots.
So you want to get the one on the team slot.
Yeah, which means we're going to maybe even go a little bit crazier in the team slot. So I've got $6,100 here. Cookie, who am I playing? What favorite or additional dog am I putting here to make this lineup even a little bit more spicy?
I don't see. Oh, actually, Jesus. This is actually. I guess you could just throw in. Damn, that would be getting real funky if you just threw in TT team, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody's doing this. It's provocative.
That is provocative. Going. Yeah, baby.
All right.
You need a soundboard, Emmerich. That's the next production step.
Next season 3.
Yeah.
We're testing stuff. It's just like, look, my kill death sheet. Like, so this started. I mean, this isn't like super.
Oh yeah, we got to get this into like a nice graphic too.
Well, look, so this started off and it was just this, and then I added these, and it was like, oh man, this is super cool. And then I added these on the side, and I was like, man, this is the shit right here.
Did you guys catch any of the Excel championships on ESPN?
No, I did see that it was out there though.
That's so good.
All right, so that's a pretty interesting line. I kind of like it. I think we've got a little different angle depending on your contest. Vince, why don't you go ahead and lay one on us? Give me something spicy. Who could be the high scoring team that you want to roster?
I actually think, weirdly enough, that it could be Damwon on this slate.
Okay.
And as weird, like I know we just went through a whole spiel about how Kwangdong are boring as fuck and Damwon are usually boring as fuck. Just this is pure gut, straight up gut handicapping here. Something tells me that like Damwon's not going to take it well, the couple losses that they've had recently. And they just come out and completely style on Kwangdong and they just run the score up like Genji used to do.
Okay. All right. So who are you going to pair it with? Are you going to do it? Are you going to go?
I'm seeing what I can get right now.
Oh, I think I know where I'm going.
I know where I want you to go. I know where you should go. It's a team that you said could do a 2-1.
Oh.
It's a team that has the guy that you said fucks more than anybody on the
team. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You can get, let's see. You could do like a 4 Damwon 2 TT with a KT team. I don't hate that.
Guys, this is going to be a lineup that like 4 people have.
Oh, yeah. I like that too. All the guys that fuck in one lineup.
We're at 49-59, Cookie.
Oh, well, you got to get Canyon in there though, right? If you want the fuck.
Yeah, Canyon's got to be in
there. I mean, maybe.
You could do.
Fuzz can do it too, man.
I have aiming Rascal and then 4 Damwon KT team. Because I think the Bible will, repent for its sins of the last slate it was on.
So the problem,
I don't think he's gonna play.
Look, you have to be up at 3:30 for this to happen.
He might because like. So the thing is with this, if you want to talk narratives and situations, Damwon can no longer catch sandbox.
Right.
for the number 3. And what the number 3 does in the LCK is gives you would theoretically have side choice in your first round playoff. So the 3 seed, number 1 and number 2 don't matter. Like, they are the best, obviously, because they get a bye. But 3 is obviously the best after that, and they get side choice. So, like, maybe they want to play for that. I still think Damwon are way, like, I know the record doesn't say so, and I know that they haven't looked as good recently. I still think Damwon are way better than these other teams. So, like, maybe there's a chance that they don't really care at this point, and they do start Bible again. Bible looked pretty good in their last series.
I was gonna say I didn't think he looked that bad.
He looked rough in the first match. The first match he
yeah,
played,
the first series was a little ugly.
Last series,
but then again,
he was good, like legitimately good last series.
So let me show you something.
And that was Gen G. So
good.
I mean,
I've got something a little juicy here then for you. Let's say we want to eliminate our risk of Bible. We don't want to stay up till 3:30. Now, Will, you can tell me if this is one of your lineups too. Let's get rid of Bible. Let's get rid of KT. Let's go and let's grab a little bit of life. Let's throw a little bit of Damwon in there. Let's then wait. I mean, look, that's a little risk free, but I'm gonna get even crazier here and just button it up because this is it right here. So we're gonna go and we're gonna get rid of Rascal. We're gonna get rid of Damwon because we're not gonna get the Bug Collector. We're instead gonna go get that. God damn it, we can't do it. So wait, we can't do it. So what do we have to do? Yeah. So maybe we have to go back. We're gonna go grab Summit, and then can we get KT in there on the team?
Can we do the all Bug Collector team?
There he is. There it is. There it is, guys.
Summit one off. The top one off is good, by the way. You get those once in a while. Like more than once in a while.
I like it. Now
I think the top one off is the best way to get different besides team. I know a lot of people like support.
Yeah, I agree.
By support too, but I think top one off is just better than support. Because like there's just more variance in it, right? Where like top laners, if they get like a Gangplank game or an Ornn game, they're gonna have and it's a win, they're gonna have like 15 assists.
Right.
Yeah, but
you could say the same thing for support too, but I guess like I feel like it's
we're getting back toward like Nautilus and shit like that.
Like, we're getting away from like all the enchanters just spamming, two
guys,
you can hope for like a Senna Seraphine situation and then it's good, but
and from a top lane perspective though, like I don't know and I don't believe that we're gonna see nearly as much Gangplank as we have.
He's nerfed really hard. You're gonna see Ornn, you're gonna see probably some Scion on this patch.
Oh yeah, we love Scion.
Please.
Ornn is great for assists.
I love Scion. Scion not that great for DFS, but
I will tell you something. I played Nautilus today. I haven't played a ton of Nautilus, but I played Nautilus today. Had super aggro bottom lane, but like man, people get on for getting melted on Nautilus. I want you, if you feel like it's that easy,
dude.
Go take fucking
Nautilus, he's squishier than you think.
Your hook and just see how long you survive. He dies, okay?
But I am mastery 7 on him, so I'm just saying.
I took barrier, okay? I didn't.
Playing Nautilus is a craft, man, because like it's just so like Leona. It looks real bad when you go in and your team doesn't follow up and you're just stranded there because she can't get out, right? Leona has the W. Like, she can soak a bunch of cooldowns.
Yeah.
Nautilus, the shield, is not even remotely close to as good as
if you go in as Nautilus and your team does not follow you, you look real bad. Like, you look ridiculous.
I took barrier. I swear to God, I thought I had exhaust. It was to like level 3 until like the second cast of it. I was like, I swear to God, I thought I hit the Varus with an exhaust. And then the second time I did it again, I was like, I know I hit him. I was like, oh no shit, it's barrier. I mean, like now I know.
Damn, I was super tanky on those exchanges. What's going on?
I mean, the Varus was just eating me up. It was a Varus Lulu lane, and I was with Draven. It was the first time Draven. But we ended up winning the game. I got a little bit of honor. People like me. I was hooking people.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, let me throw one out for you.
Okay.
If you want to play WE tonight, who are you targeting for WE? Like which players? Like who are you avoiding?
Shanks. Look, so I'm going Shanks. I'm going
Yeah.
100% Shanks. And so if I'm going Shanks, you know where I'm going? I'm going to DRX with WE. I'm going to be like, because look, people that are going to be playing WE are going to play him with TT. They're going to play him with Damwon.
They're going to play him with
look
the big
for
favorites. They're not going to play him with the coin flip or another
Exactly.
dog.
And I don't want to play him with Vikla because, like, I don't know how much Vikla's really going to fuck.
I don't know. Vikla's been a lot better, but yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
aiming is the fantasy producer on that team.
So,
he's like Prince for Sandbox.
Curious how these two teams come together. And look, this is what it is. Shanks.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Boom. I mean, look, I'm using your projections, so like I venture to guess we're getting the same things. But this is a lineup that I like quite a bit. Yeah, look, dude, we did the Summit one off. We did it. It's done. It's good. I did it like 4 times. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, man. I'm gonna play it for you. Okay, I'm gonna play it.
The moonshine is ripping them right now.
It's flowing.
All right, guys.
WE, that's Shanks is the guy to target if you're going to play Shanks and Beishang. I think if you're going to play 2 players from WE, that's the way to play it. If you think that series goes completely off the rails, I would actually think maybe a game stack is a better way to approach it. Because there's a non-zero chance that just turns into like a 120 kill fiesta.
Yeah.
Like I actually think on this slate, that's the series to do it.
That is that game. Yeah, that is the series on this.
Or
slate.
DRX KT could get loony too, but I don't think it'll be as high kill as that.
So I do like this lineup that I have up here. It's a UCal, Beishang, Kepler, Yayo with Zeka and King, and I think this is a lineup too that you absolutely want in your kind of repertoire. The smaller the contest, the better that lineup is. Just quick note about these 2 LCK teams as we wind this down. We've got a DRX team that is actually it feels like the actual cheat code in the LCK. This is a team that dies quite a bit, has had some massive ceiling death games, but they have on the other side, they have those ceiling win games, and they give up a lot of kills too, even when they win. So
and you know what happens with them is they get ahead in games, they fuck it up and throw, and then they have to re-win.
And we love that.
That's how you get those kind of games. Yeah, so
we love that. And KT's the type of team that can come back into those games. So I think that game is probably the biggest key. And then just figuring out which one of the other winners from the 3 games, whether it be FPX, Damwon, Up, or TT. We'll throw Kwang Dong and WE in there. Who's the high scorer? Who are you going to pair him with? Is it DRX or is it KT? A lot of people are not going to play a DRX Damwon or KT Damwon. Those are games that I think are going to go under owned. Let's go ahead and kind of wrap this up. Vince, give me some final thoughts. Give me final stacks. Give me something.
I'm just, and maybe this is wrong because like the price is there, but I think Damwon's probably going to be under owned.
They will be. We'll get into ownership before we leave. Cookie, give me a final conviction play. I'm glad you fixed your mic and I didn't have to keep muting you.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I turned off echo. Whatever. Okay. StreamYard is anyway. My okay. Is this conviction? Is this like all right, or is this hot take? What do we want?
It can be either, man. This is your last take. This is what people are going to remember you by.
Oh.
So the next time you're on, or the next video you make, or
no.
I should specify Canyon and Showmaker is who you want to play.
I think the takedown lineup DFS will have
It's okay to be wrong.
It will have
Top one off.
It's okay to be wrong.
I got you. Okay. Here it is.
Ready.
Optimal lineup for this slate will have top one off.
Okay.
But it won't be Summit. It won't be Summit.
Who's it going to be?
It'll be Rascal.
A one-off Rascal. I like it. Build a couple of those. Look, guys, one of the things that I'll say, if you're watching, it's okay to be wrong. Like the likelihood of you actually predicting games correctly on a regular basis is pretty bad. So instead, what's more likely is you pick games that you think you're going to be wrong, and you're going to be wrong on a lot of stuff. But if you pick stuff that you're wrong on, maybe you fall in and you're right. So look, my conviction here. Quick rundown of ownership. I think FPX ends up the highest owned. TT ends up the second highest owned. DRX and KT steal from each other, end up owned similar to Damwon in the 15% range. Afrika, aka Kwangdong, aka less than 3%. WE less than 3%. Up is probably more like the 3 to 7.
I think Up's the fifth. They might be fourth even.
Well, no, I think that Elk will command quite a bit of ownership. He'll be popular as a one-off, but I don't think overall any of the rest of that team is going to command over a 10% ownership spike. It's going to be condensed around the two LPL favorites, and then people are just kind of forced into playing DRX and playing KT. So actually, as I think about it, DRX is probably going to be in the 20s.
They're going to be the chalk dog, even though it's more or less.
Yeah, I mean it's a pick 'em. So either of these,
and you're right, they're going to take
in the 20s.
From each other.
Damwon and KT are at 15%. So in that ilk, I'm going to go with exactly what we talked about, Vince. I think your Damwon play is good. Damwon KT, I like this. I'm playing this lineup.
I like that exact lineup a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play this. I don't know if I'm playing in the 333, but it'll be in the 20. It'll be in the 10. I'm not sure.
I think in the real big tournaments, like the 15, you could get a little different and switch stuck on for somebody if you want to get just for ownership purposes or just to get different. Because I don't know, that might be under-owned though.
Look, for the brand, we'll go here. This is a combination of all three of ours: Aiming, Summit, Cause, Showmaker,
there it is.
Life, Damwon. That's the play. If you're playing, don't just do that one lineup because we're all going to split. But you know what? If we get 10 of us in together, we can do that. It'll be fantastic. It'll be a great time. I'll be happy with my 2,000. It'll be quite the episode on the Shark Bites tomorrow. But guys, that's it. It's been an hour. I appreciate it. We've got one more lineup Will to digest here. That's that he's giving us the odds there. 11.3.
Oh, that's with Rascal though.
It's with Rascal. Yeah. That was the original.
Oh, was the one before? Okay.
All right. Is that like
love it.
11 dupes, or I don't know what's the 11.3? Is that the Bink probability? I like it. I like it a lot. If it is
11.3 mil.
The Bink tank. We have to make this the thing.
The Bink tank. It's like maybe we'll talk about the wins on a separate show. But all right, guys, that's it.
That's the
spin around you two.
Season 3 coming soon.
1, 2, 3 later.